Hey, welcome to the Help Us Understand podcast where we stay confused. I'm Zach.
I'm Josh.
And folks, we've had a lot of happening in the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, we didn't have an episode last week. Your boy over here, not me.
Fighting some kind of cootie.
Yeah, some sickness. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Instead of sharing is caring, we said, fuck all that noise and said, you take care of that.
I would have been more than happy to share those germs, but
Yeah,
you were
I don't want it.
Right.
No. But anyway, as our standard procedure sits in place here, we
SOPs.
have we have a wacky invention, which might be good, but also is a little weird.
I think it's neat. I mean, I don't know how much demand is. Well, there's not demand for it.
There's not, but maybe there should be.
This is fixing a problem invention.
Maybe.
Okay,
Or creating problems.
So here, let me explain something. Zach and I used to try these weird diets. I think we've talked about this before.
That's fair.
And at one point, I can't even remember what diet it was. We did it, and people who know me, I sweat lots.
Yeah. Oh,
and I hate to fucking sweat.
Yeah.
And we did this one particular diet, and somehow it was naturally really low in sodium, so less salt. And I quit sweating.
Yeah.
So that just proves that I need to have less salt. Now, this week's wacky invention could solve my problem.
Could solve your problem. So this is a spoon. Okay, it's an electric spoon, which doesn't sound fun, but it's called the electric salt spoon, which uses tiny electrodes on the spoon to make your food taste saltier.
It gives you, it like sends signals.
It does like a micro shock on your tongue. And you know, have you ever tested a battery on your tongue before?
Yeah.
That's essentially what a dialed down version of that, obviously. That tastes bitter and salty.
But can you adjust it? Does it say if you can adjust it?
It says
So it's
four intensity settings.
Okay.
And the battery-powered spoon's electrode sends a weak, non-painful current that sends concentrated sodium molecules, making the tongue perceive foods as saltier or having a more umami flavor. Umami. This may sound wild, but research has long shown that electricity can trick the tongue in this fashion. The spoon is at a wonderful price. Now, let me ask, what would you say? I am not paying that for a spoon.
Well, okay. So let me bring to light a little bit more of what it is. It's a spoon.
It's a spoon,
and in the center of it, there's a little metal prong.
Right.
That kind of goes with the groove of the spoon, and that's what sends the thing, the shit to your tongue.
And good point, because you have to make sure your tongue connects with the spoon then, right?
Well, yeah, it would.
You know me. I shovel shit in my mouth.
Yeah.
That spoon won't be touching the tongue. It's lucky if it touches the roof of my mouth.
Well, you're just going to have to eat slower.
Drops in there.
Right. Okay, what I would not pay for that. Okay. If I had a need for this product, I wouldn't pay more than... See, I'd want to pay a little more, though, because I want it to work.
Well, yeah.
And I want it to be a good quality
But that means
product.
you don't need salt. Think about that. You don't need to buy any more salt.
I mean, let's be
Salt's
honest.
cheap, but...
Yeah, but how often do you buy salt? Do you run out of salt often?
My dad eats a lot of salt with his...
I use a lot of spices
He salts
and stuff.
his salt. Like, it's pretty bad sometimes.
I don't. I mean, I eat salty things, but I don't add salt to a lot of things.
I don't either. Not normally.
So I'd say I wouldn't spend more than $50.
It's $125.
$125 for this spoon.
For a spoon with a battery.
And get this, it runs on a regular lithium, like AA battery.
That you have to replace. No, it's like a watch battery. It says lithium. It's like
I thought, okay, when I saw the picture, I thought it was like a AAA.
Still, I mean, here's plot twist. You're using it, and then, it decides to malfunction and the battery explodes. What then? You lose your mouth?
Well,
I mean, seriously.
Or it will just send like the most intense, salty...
Wow, that was a lot of salt.
Now I can only taste salt.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, like if you are trying to cut down in sodium.
Yeah, I understand the
Fair
purpose.
enough, I get that, but how big of a need is it? How much time did it take them to do the research and come up with this product?
Now, twist, instead of, and this would be more for me than for you, are more of a saltier person.
Yeah, I don't like sweets really.
But, right, a spoon that does the sweetness automatically. Like it tastes like sugar. I would just honestly sit there and suck on the spoon. I'd be like, fuck it. I mean, why not, right?
It's e-sugar.
Yeah, I'm getting e-sugar, but I'm not having any calories.
I mean, that's an addiction at that point.
And I'm not eating anything, though.
Like, I got to go to the bathroom.
What'd you do?
You're at work, you go to the bathroom, you go...
Oh, fuck that shit. I'll be doing it at my desk.
What are you doing? That was good. Nah, I don't.
What's
I
Zach
don't
do
know.
to lose all that weight? He's been sucking on a fucking
He
spoon.
hasn't been eating that sugar. and just to say, Zach is a sugar fiend.
I can be. Yeah.
What you mean you
I
can't?
can be. I haven't had much sugar since we've been on the diet.
We work in administrative positions, so we're in offices a lot. What?
There's a fuzz.
Oh, we work in administrative areas and stuff, so we work in a lot of offices, and every desk will have inevitably a bowl of candy somewhere. Some desk will have it.
It will.
He is incapable of walking past it without getting a piece of candy. I've seen it.
That was true at one point. I've been very restrictive upon myself.
Okay.
People have come over and offered us cupcakes, and I've said no.
I don't believe
Donuts, I've said no.
Bullshit.
No, I'm not doing it.
that. I don't believe that at all.
That's why I've lost almost 11 pounds.
Have you since we last
Since
recorded?
we started January 1st.
Beginning of the year.
Yep. It's not even been a full month yet. So
11 pounds down, and I'm down 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
or
trying to get to
something
like
like
13 pounds before the weekends, but I don't know if I can do that.
What have you been eating? What have you been eating on?
Healthy, organic food mostly. A lot of organic foods, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits.
Yeah. Can y'all hear Lucy trying to escape?
Yeah, it sounds like she's trying to get out of her cage. No, but like a lot of I'm scanning it on the Yuka app, and if
I've been
it's
doing that more
55 or above, I'll eat it. Now I have been treating myself 100%.
Yeah.
Every week I have a cheat meal. The very first week it was like a pizza. That was my cheat meal for the week.
Right.
Last week the cheat meal was I had a Crunch Wrap from Taco Bell. Like I'm always giving myself one treat
Well, yeah, you're allowed to
to
have.
be like, okay.
What is it, like a weekly cheat meal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part.
We had white people taco night the other night.
Oh,
It
that's
was kind
the
of a
best.
cheat. Oh, dude, it was
White
killer.
cheese, melty cheese.
No.
Then it's not white.
No. White people, yes.
No.
Yes. It's
Get out of the white queso.
No, it's shredded cheddar cheese. That's about as white people as you can get.
Wrong.
Wrong. So I guess what we're saying, wacky invention.
Yeah, really.
Salty spoon. What's
Salty
it called?
spoon.
What is it called? Does it have a name?
It just says the electrode salt spoon.
Electric salt spoon.
Yeah. So now I have been fasting though. I wanted to add that point. Every weekend I'm fasting.
The whole weekend?
Either 24 to 40 hours at a time.
Yeah, but if you're doing it just on the weekend, doesn't that defeat the purpose? Your body's going into ketosis and you're immediately canceling it out?
No. Ketosis means that your body's burning fat that's stored.
I know, but it doesn't have to be consistent.
No, you can like I'm fasting for let's say 40 hours and then I just eat healthy the rest
How do
of the
you
week.
break the fast? What are you eating when you come out of the fast?
Organic food with water.
Like what? That could be grass. What do you mean?
Like, okay, there's this thing from Walmart and it's Amy's brand and it's organic.
Oh, like
and
the
it's
little
like
meals?
an organic lasagna. It's all made with vegetables. I just cook that shit up. It tastes like I'm having a piece of lasagna. Welcome back. That's
Okay.
it. So
Fair enough.
it's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should try the fasting.
Nah, I've been there, tried that. It's better for me just to eat. The thing that I'm just doing now is I'm just trying to eat as much protein as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Everything that I eat, like for example, let's see what I went through this morning. I had 2 little egg things with like spinach and cheese and shit. Those are heavy protein. And I had that with some sriracha. It was good. Protein shake,
Okay.
30 grams. I had protein pasta with chicken breast and low sodium pasta sauce.
Okay.
Lots of protein.
Okay.
I had 2 packets of tuna. Protein.
Okay.
Yeah. Reckon that's all of. Oh, and then for dinner I had meatloaf and mashed potatoes, which is kind of off a little bit, but
yeah,
wasn't that
I
bad.
was about to say.
That's not that bad. I only had one thing of it.
Still, don't take it like that. That's your cheat meal, the meatloaf.
Beef is protein.
Yeah, I understand, but meatloaf with mashed potatoes is not a real healthy item.
That's
to
fine.
eat,
I had
so.
green beans and carrots with it, and baked beans with
You
this protein.
sound like the 600-pound life people. Gotta cancel out the sugar by drinking some soda.
I said carrots and green beans.
Yeah, you're just canceling out more food with more food.
No. If I want to go back for seconds
It's
and
okay.
thirds,
I had meatloaf and mashed potatoes, but you know what? I canceled out by having more food. I ate carrots and...
I had Diet Coke, so I'm going to have 2 Big Macs.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
Yeah.
so this week is going to be on the more sensitive side, I would dare say.
Well, I think we've done that in the past.
But we've gone there, and we're going to go there again. So, as most of you know, our new president has done quite a lot in the first week of his presidency.
Well, he's done. Here's the thing. I'm surprised. I'm shocked by how shocked people are.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of how you voted or what you think of him, he's never been unclear about what he was planning to do. And we know
On day
we
one.
know about him and how he acts. He's going to do the shit.
Yeah.
And he literally set a fucking toe in the White House and started doing the shit he said he was going to do.
Like on day one.
You know?
I mean,
and what gets me is, and again, I'm more center than between Zach and myself. You'd consider yourself a bit more to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily like Trump, but here's the thing. The thing that gets me is all the people on the left. I'm a big TikTok person. I hate to admit it, but all the people on the left are coming on there and being like, I hope you conservatives and you people that voted for Trump are happy with what he's doing. And I wanted to go, that's why they voted for him. Right. Why wouldn't they be happy with what he's doing? They voted for this.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I don't get it. It's like, what did you want people to feel?
Yeah, I mean, did you expect them?
Oh, he's doing what he said he would. Damn it.
Or did they not expect him to? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what people were expecting.
I
have no idea. I don't know.
I thought a very, very interesting interaction yesterday was a prime example of how he intends to hold his presidency, which, I'm all for. Honestly, I'm all for it. So apparently we're shipping back illegals, right? I mean, that's
the what?
The illegals, right? They're
illegal
going
aliens.
through and they're sweeping the nation,
right?
Getting rid of illegals. Now, these illegals have to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
They all can't go to one place. Well, they had a bunch of illegals coming from Colombia, and they tried to ship them back on planes and said, here's 2 plane loads of illegals that are yours. You need to take them. And the Colombian president said,
right.
Turn them things back around.
Yeah.
And so they turned them back around.
Yeah.
And the plane started coming back. And so, in rebuttal, Trump said, okay, thanks. You're going to have to suffer 50% tariff tax then.
25.
No, he said 50.
25 for the first week.
And then 50 next
after
week.
that, right.
Well, the 25 was going to be automatic.
Oh,
regardless.
okay.
The 50% was going to just double it next week.
Right.
And then there were he had a whole list of like 6 or 7 bullet points of like, you're going to have to suffer this, you're going to have to suffer this. And the Colombian president came back and said, well, then we're going to tax you 50% on your tariffs. Something magical happened over the course of about 3 or 4 hours, and the White House came out with a statement last night and said, Colombia is now accepting all of its illegal immigrants, and we are going back to the 25% tax, and they are not taxing United States import goods.
Well, yeah, but
it was like basically the Colombian president had to go, okay, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
who were you thinking you were going to fuck with?
But it's not that. I think you have to look at it more from a symbolic standpoint. He can't just go, okay, come on in. He had to put up a bit of a fight.
To do what? To prove what? You're Colombia. What do you have? Cocaine?
It's not...
And cocoa beans?
It's not that. I just feel like the leaders of these countries feel like they have to stand up to somebody like Trump because Trump is very much, you're going to do...
But you're going to lose in a country like that.
I know, but you're looking at it logically. I'm telling you, these people are... They can't be viewed by their country as somebody that's just going to automatically fold. They need to be viewed as just at least trying to put up a bit of a fight.
Maybe that's all it was. It was just a show. You know?
But again, how would have America? I mean, Trump obviously wants everybody who came in illegally to be deported.
Right.
So if Colombia was flat out like, we'll pay whatever tariffs you fucking tell us, we're not taking them, that still wouldn't have flown.
Right.
Because he wants them to go back to where they came from.
Yeah.
So I just don't know how that would have played out otherwise.
Which, I mean, let me be clear to the viewers. I am very much in support of people coming to this country the correct way.
Yeah.
You work through the steps and the process to become a citizen. I have no problem with you. But when you just want to come here to just offload yourself and go, I don't want to do that. I just want to hang out here and try to make some money. That's not how it works.
But
we are... At that point, we were one of the only countries in the world that was allowing that to happen.
Right, and I think over time it's gotten way out of control.
Yes, it did.
Now here's where I will give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm all for giving people asylum. If someone fears for their life coming from their country or something, totally.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking from experience in regards to doing it legally.
Yeah.
My ex-wife is Welsh. And we lived in the UK for a while, and after we were married, we came back to the States, and we decided to live here in America. And we legally filed for her citizenship and got her a green card. And it is a fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah.
For one, it takes forever. You got to go to U.S. embassies. You have to go to countless meetings. You have to fill out paperwork after paperwork after fucking paperwork. And it's expensive. I get why people... at the end of the day, choose to do it the illegal way because the legal way is so convoluted and it's expensive. Those people don't have that kind of money.
Right.
So am I saying it's right? No, I'm not saying it's right. I'm simply saying that to become a citizen legally shouldn't be too easy, but it does need to be a bit more streamlined than it is now.
Refined, yeah. I think it needs to be refined just a little bit. Like, you know, the money thing, I would supplement by saying, do you already have full-time employment? Right.
Well, no, that's why they would want to come over here, because they can't find a job where they are.
Yeah, but they're getting employed regardless over here. They're finding jobs.
Well, they'll find something.
That's what I mean. Like, as long as they have a job in place, that means you're making money and you should be paying taxes once this goes through, because that's the point, right? When someone becomes a citizen, you want to make sure you're collecting their taxes, because otherwise they're not taking taxes out. They're not paying for anything. They're just getting their full load of money and taking it for themselves.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that should come down to, is instead of there being fine, maybe just a small fee to start the process, a small one. And then from that point on is, hey, as long as you're maintaining a job, we're good. You keep going through
But the stupid shit that I don't understand, okay, I get taxes to an extent, but let's say, so we probably spent over 1.5 years, almost 2 years, probably getting paperwork together and filing everything. You remember we were talking about doing all that shit?
Yeah.
And for a good portion of it, we were in Europe filing all the paperwork and stuff. So you have a form that's 6 or 7 pages long. It's information. You have to attach affidavits and all this other stuff. And you file it, and the filing fee is like $165. Okay, so what is filing? They're opening the envelope. They're taking it to where it needs to go, and they're setting it on somebody's desk. $160?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, they're having someone check through the information.
I'm sorry. No, that's too much. A filing fee, $160. And I'm just guessing. It was a lot of money.
Right, yeah. I mean
it's been years.
I think if like you said, if there's a lot of other payments too, including with that, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Now, if the $160 was all you had to pay to start this whole process, I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
Right.
You should be able to have that kind of money. If you're going to come here.
Wait, for what? Say again?
Let's just say the whole process of becoming a citizen, that process only costs $165. Okay.
Okay,
I think that's pretty reasonable, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to fucking spend $165.
Well, if you have it, some people don't have anything, man.
Right. So I know that they're coming here for a better life.
Right.
But then what is your plan? To just come here and life's just going to magically get better? No. You have to work for it. You have to put in the effort.
Well,
so if you're going to come here.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of them are coming here.
Find a job.
Right.
And then you can afford paying that $160 because that's your goal to achieve.
Yeah, but they can't do that. You can't come over here until you've done it legally.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The whole legal process, I think if it's thousands of dollars, if it's
$1,000,
it's a little bit much.
There's no coming over here and then filing the paperwork to stay, to an extent.
Right.
So when my ex-wife, when we were over here during the filing process, she was over here with a visa, with a particular visa, which also cost money.
Yeah.
So we were having to pay for her visa to make sure that she's legally in the country until she actually became a legal alien.
But I think there's a lot of different programs nowadays that are a lot cheaper, and that's how a lot of people were coming in. Because there was I don't know, and I don't know enough. Y'all can quote me if I'm wrong, but it's some other program on their phone that basically gives you access to come and stay for a certain amount of period. Then you got to leave. Then you come back and stay for a certain amount of period.
There's an app that they have now for making appointments, which
it's
wasn't
like
available
to stay here. And it would, as soon as Trump got it, obviously deactivated the app.
Oh, I never even heard of it. I didn't know
so
that.
there were other ways that people were getting in a lot easier. And I think that's the line.
Well, I think
it's too easy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where it got out of hand.
Yeah.
There needs to be a happy medium, and I don't know what that is.
Right. Yeah.
I have no idea.
No.
I mean, again, yes, I'm more right than I ever used to be, but I'm still left in the way where I sympathize. I feel sorry for. Now, granted, I will have to say a lot of these deportations that they've been doing, they're starting with criminals.
Yes.
With people that have fucking,
criminal records.
That's what I'm saying. Rape, murder, thievery, all that kind of shit. Totally. Get those fucking pieces of shit out.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Right. But if you're willing to actually come here, put effort in, do yourself and your family a favor by growing in this economy, fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't commit crimes, pay your taxes.
Right.
Don't fucking kill anybody. There you go.
Right.
All right.
Well, then there's also a case of space, places for them to live.
Yeah, but you know what though? The problem with that is people want to live in the states that have all these major cities, right? Because it's easier to find a job. Mm-hmm. But if you look, and I saw this the other day, there's a statistic that the whole entire middle part of the United States is like 60% unoccupied by people. It's just land.
You mean
Which
the
some
Midwest?
of it's farmland. I understand.
Yeah, there's nothing out there.
But there should be then. There needs to be more Because if we're trying to pack everybody in constantly to the East Coast and to the far West Coast, but the whole middle of the United States is fucking vacant, guess what? We need to start building shit out there and moving those people and say, you know what? How about a part of the process as an illegal immigrant? You're going to come here and you're actually going to stay in this restricted area. We're not going to, it's not a concentration camp. So I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying like a 1,000 mile radius. You can live here and it's part of the U.S. It's no different. You can travel to the other states. You can go anywhere you want, but you have to occupy and have a living home in this space. That way, we're not crowding our major cities. We're now building up the middle part of the country, and it makes the country more unique and wealthy as a population.
So you're saying when citizenship is official, then you'd be able to settle somewhere else?
Yeah.
In
then
the country?
At that point, it's like, you know what? If you'd like to move, that's fine. But we're thankful that you were able and willing to stay here to help build this part of the United States up, because it's not really at the level that we want it to yet.
Well, to even get to that point, the border situation's got to be completely adjusted.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I don't know what has been going on recently with it. Just come on in and we'll.
Well, I just saw that, like literally before you pulled up, I think it was the cartel started shooting at border guards, like across the border, was like shooting at them. Just because they're ticked off, I guess, that the border's closing.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. So you're right. Borders got to get fixed. We got to fix the difficulty of immigration.
Well, the whole system's got to be redone.
The whole thing. I mean, it's just. But aside from that, there's a lot of other things changing too. The wokeness is dissipating.
Well, I told you it would.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. That's not. I think there's still people that are going to hang on as much as they can.
Oh,
and here's the thing. I mean, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but the whole. How is DEI and affirmative action and all that shit not racist?
Right.
It is
It
racist.
is racist.
It's 100. That's what racism
helping
is.
Specific races be promoted.
That's what I'm saying.
And hired.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, maybe I'm just stupid, but to me, that's exactly what racism is.
Yeah.
You're giving differential treatment to someone based on their race.
Yes.
That's racism.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get that. So, I mean, when people freaked out when he got rid of the DEI stuff, I didn't have a problem.
But you know what really captures this moment is you're seeing a wave of companies exit it right away. They were waiting to. Yeah. They were waiting for that, okay, it's safe to do what we want to do.
We're not going to get canceled.
Yeah,
now,
we're not going to get canceled. Yeah. We're not going to lose funding. We're not going to lose. Target's canceling their program.
Yeah.
Walmart was in talks of canceling their program.
Yep.
There's all sorts of companies, and the only one company so far that I've seen that says they're resisting and we refuse Costco.
Costco, TJ Maxx, Marshalls.
It won't last. I guarantee you, it won't last.
Well, it can't. He signed an executive order. It has to dissolve. It has to. I mean, it's law. Well, from my understanding, it's law now.
I mean, it's just how much money was spent on people that weren't qualified for the job.
And if they're qualified,
more than 100%,
you can run the fucking company if you're qualified.
Exactly.
And
people that weren't. It was so funny because they showed like there was some military jobs, and one, I don't know who she was. I'm not going to say her name, but her title said DEI Chief of Staff, Supporting Officer. Her name just was changed to Chief of Staff Supporting Officer the other day. They got rid of the whole first part. And I was like, see? Like, why did we even bother doing that in the first place?
Because it's just, I don't know. It's just to appease, but it's just to not hurt somebody's feelings, I guess. But here's the thing. And again, I am a white man, so maybe I am just...
white man.
So maybe I am just completely blind or deaf, whatever. But here's the thing. If I got hired or got accepted into a college due to affirmative action, that I would be really kind of like, well, I mean, am I
not qualified?
Did I get this? I mean, are they showing me pity?
Yeah.
Like, how do people not feel that way?
Right.
How do you not think that way?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
and I'm sure most of the time, well, maybe not most, but some of the time it said, thanks to our DEI program, you have been accepted into such and such. Which
is like a slap in the face.
Damn, I'm fucking dumb.
I'd have been like, what is this, remedial jobs? I mean, seriously, to me, that would be like a slap in the face.
Yes, yeah. I feel like that's worse than just being honest. You're not qualified, but here's the things you can do next time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, I mean, but also too counting the number of quote unquote colored people in a job. Like companies like, we're trying to increase the amount of African Americans that we have. That's the most racist thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like I
if
can't
they're
get
qualified,
over that.
bring them in.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who they are. I don't care what color they are. They could be purple.
But see, the word racism doesn't mean what it actually means anymore. It means something completely different to different people. I saw somebody on TikTok saying, we could have voted in the first black female president, but we decided to go with this other person. And I was like, the fact that you just said that,
Right.
that's racist.
Yes. And not
What the fuck does her being black have to do with anything?
right. Like, oh, wait, she wasn't qualified. You just wanted it for the DEI.
That's what I'm saying. So you just wanted it because she was a black female?
Yeah.
Then you're racist and sexist.
Yes, exactly.
But I mean, I just don't get it. Forgive me. I don't understand.
Ba-boom.
I want people to explain it to me. I
Yeah.
would love to have somebody on here who could talk us through it. I don't think they're going to help.
The problem is they won't be able to.
because it doesn't make any.
It doesn't. If you actually use common sense, qualifications are the reason why we're here today.
Yes.
Technology and advancement has come from qualifications, not a body.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get too deep into that tirade,
All too late.
one of the other big things is the IRS and the ERS.
I don't know if I'm familiar with this.
So the executive order to start the Department of the External Revenue Service
Yep.
is in place, where they're going to create a now external revenue service for all of the countries being tariffed, so
Okay.
that they can track all of that money and make sure it's coming in properly.
And where
they're
it's
gonna
going and everything.
And they're going to be tracking it just like the IRS does to us. They're going to be doing taxes on these countries every year.
Okay.
The IRS, the 88,000 jobs that were opened in the Biden administration,
Maybe I read he wants
are
to send them
now
down to the
being
border?
fired and or sent down to the border. One of the two.
Now here's my question. IRS people, they're paper pushers.
Yeah.
They're sitting behind desks. So what? What are they now doing? Giving them a gun and sending them down to the border? I read that today and I was like, what do you mean sending them to the border?
I think it was more or less kind of like a jab at them, essentially a jab at the whole idea. Of
So I took it literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I think there may be some people with qualifications for the paperwork side of the border.
Okay, so for
100% understand that.
Yeah.
But basically, those 88,000 people that got hired, they're at risk to lose their job very shortly.
Yeah, well.
Not only that, but the entire department of the IRS, they're at threat. Because following these tariffs, the next thing that's is getting rid of the income tax.
See, how is that going to happen?
You bring in enough money from these tariffs,
so
you don't need federal. Now, state taxes still hold, though.
Oh, I know.
Federal's the only thing you'd get rid of.
But here's the thing, though. I get that the tariffs could cover what would be missing from income tax.
Right.
But how much are things going to cost?
That's okay. So that is the flip side. That's what people don't get.
So things that we make in the, like toilet paper, for example, we make in this country.
Right.
So the price of that shit shouldn't come up.
Correct. But things coming in will. 100%.
So what, iPhones are going to be $9,000 now? Because
Maybe.
of these tariffs? I mean,
But okay, think of it this way.
I still order British food. I need that shit. I can't
And
pay.
you need the new iPhone every once in a while.
I can't pay $30 for a jar of mint sauce.
Nobody knows what that is. Anyway,
It's delicious.
but think about this. All right, let's just assume I'm going to just pick a salary, $50,000 a year. Okay. Now, out of that, we can make the assumption that $50,000 a year, that person is paying probably about 10 to 12% of their taxes throughout the whole year
For the
to
income tax.
federal.
Right.
That's about $6,000. Okay.
Yep.
So let's take that $6,000 and say, you know what? You don't owe us that anymore. That person now makes that $6,000 extra. Okay. But to compensate, iPhones cost an extra $300. You don't have to have an iPhone, but it's your pleasure to buy one. But now you have $6,000. So what's an extra $300? Okay, that's fine. Well, now let's just make up bread. It's no longer made in the U.S. It's made somewhere else, right? It comes in. Well, now bread's not $1.29 at the store. Now it's $4. Okay.
It's like that now.
I know, but I'm saying it's good. Certain things will make that jump, but you're getting a huge portion of your check back that you never got before, which then, not done, feeds that money back into the economy because you have excess beyond what now you're paying. Even if you're having to pay a little bit more for groceries, you got more spending money. which then boosts the American economy.
I get that. And again, I'm with you. I'm on that side. I agree with the tariffs.
I want my federal money.
No, but at the same time, though, then if that's going to happen, then how is he going to follow through with his promise to lower grocery prices?
Anything that's made in the U.S.
That's not what he said, though.
No, but I think that's where that's going to come from. Anything that's U.S. based, you could drop price instantly. And I mean down to what it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because now you're having so much money come in from the imported stuff and everything else costs more that's coming in.
Right.
We don't need to pay that much. It doesn't cost that much now.
That's true.
So eggs, corn, wheat, all that shit I don't even know what else we make here in the U.S. Okay. Those are just
a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more. All that coming down is okay. Now corn is 20 cents a can, but iPhones are $400 more. And
at the same time, that's going to encourage people to start running businesses in the States again.
It will.
That's true.
So overall, it is a really good long-term plan. Getting there is going to be painful.
Okay, to hell with all that. The last thing that he signed that I keep seeing reactions to, and it's really, really getting right up my ass, is the gender thing. Is the executive order recognizing the federal government only recognizes two genders, male and female.
Yep.
And the overreactions and the blowing it out of proportion, I just don't understand. Forgive me. People are like getting on TikTok and they're just blowing up like my rights were taken away. What rights?
Right.
What rights do you have taken away?
Right.
For you to be able to change your pronoun, it's not a right. It's your privilege.
Yeah.
You can be called what the fuck you want to.
It's called freedom of speech.
That's what I'm saying. The point is the government doesn't have to say anything different.
No.
Male or female, you are still allowed to be a trans person. You are still allowed to identify as non-binary or they, them, or fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
No.
Nothing has changed. So why are people crying and acting like their fucking lives are destroyed?
Because their emotions are poked. That's all.
It didn't change
so
anything.
Sad. But this, you know what though? This shows the weakness of our society.
I
completely.
guess, man.
It's no different than when TikTok shut down for 12 fucking hours and the world was ending all in one little crumble. There were over, and I saw this on X, there were over 1 million phone calls when when TikTok shut down from teenagers and young adults calling 911.
Are you serious?
That they were having panic attacks because TikTok wasn't working on their phone.
I like TikTok, but I just went to sleep.
And there were over 500 suicides nationwide.
You're kidding.
Yes.
Because TikTok
I'm serious, yeah. 12 fucking hours. I say leave that shit down.
Yeah.
Turn it off because if our society
something else is gonna
crumbled,
that's fine
if something else steps up, but it takes time for something like that to build.
Hell no, it doesn't.
It takes a year or two for people to get fully all into it. Everyone loves this one app, but we need these things almost like a rotating basis. You know what? Fuck it. After 3 years, this shit's getting shut down. And these people have got to learn to cope with grass.
But that's just...
Go outside. Touch the grass.
You can lay in grass and look at TikTok.
For fuck's sakes.
But I mean, come on, we watch Black Mirror. Social media is where everything is now.
Yeah, but it's crippling
and that's where it's going.
society.
I get it. I get that. But I'm saying that I don't see that changing. I don't see an answer that would change that. That's just where society's gone nowadays. That's how people express their emotions. That's how people express frustration.
That's the problem. Stop expressing your fucking emotions.
I know that. I get it. That's why we're on here doing this. We can, we've talked about maybe going on TikTok with this shit, but we haven't done it yet,
I'm not doing it now.
No. It's like, nah. Just
not happening.
On principle.
No.
But but going back to the gender thing, people talking about, even one of them said, even though Donald Trump says that I don't exist, I just want to let you all know that I'm still here and I do exist. And I even commented on one of them. I was like, nobody said you don't exist. I'm looking at you. You exist.
Yeah.
You're still a person.
Yeah.
You're still here.
Like no one cares.
Like,
honestly.
I mean, really?
No one cares.
Like, I don't get your world is not over. Your life is not changed at all.
But it is to them. They think their world's over.
In tears. I've been crying since this morning. For what? I just don't understand. There are so many things in this world to cry over.
Seriously, yes.
Losing family members, for example.
Right.
But the majority of them are cutting family members off or disowning
Because
their
they
parents or
voted for
something
one person
because they
versus
voted for
another.
Trump or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. And what's really, I don't want to say warming my heart, but I'm seeing some people on the left that are moving over. They're seeing things how they are, and they're moving over to the right, and they're like, y'all, it's so much better over here. Like, there's this one woman, I don't know what her name is, but she was this very profound, like, I'm a single 40-year-old woman who likes to drink. I go out at the bars all night. I can have abortions whenever I want to. Like, basically proudly touting her democratic leftist mindset online. And it was making the right very upset at her for the past 2 years.
Right.
She has now slowly moved over, and she was like, it's welcoming.
Yeah.
She was like, they're actually saying, finally, come on in. Like, thanks. And then she's seeing the other side that she was on scream and curse and hope death upon her. And she's like, what the fuck?
And that's precisely why I'm more right than I used to be, because I stopped recognizing who I once identified with.
Yeah, as a girl.
God, it took me a minute. No, I mean, like, honestly, like the whole left way of thinking, I just thought it became so radical and so ugly and just mean.
Yeah.
And I don't really see, now, yes, do I see the toxic idiot, yeehaw, Trumpers? Yeah, that pisses me off too. I don't get that shit either.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kinder.
It is.
It's not.
Well, it's because most people on
Like,
the right now want
like on the
common
left.
sense.
Well, like on the left. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but like on the left, it's like we need to love each other. We need to love each other and be accepting of each other, except for those goddamn red Trumpers over there. And it's like, well,
that doesn't make any sense.
That makes no fucking sense.
None at all.
You're only accepting and loving of people that agree with you.
Right, which is wrong. It's just wrong. He's looking in the distance.
My watch just reminded me it's my bedtime, so I'm ready for that shit.
Oh man, it's just seeing those people move over. It's a welcome sight. Like, please, like, just look at it from a different perspective. No one's trying to hurt anybody. No one's trying to kill anybody. Well, there's some people out there, but for the majority of people, we're just trying to have common sense.
Yeah.
We're trying to build our nation back to a better state. That's it. That's
all
we're trying to do.
And let's go ahead and piss a bunch of people off. I'm going to fucking do it because I've already been talking to people.
Oh, hold on.
Elon Musk did not throw up a Nazi sign.
Thank you.
Salute. For fuck's sake, are we that goddamn stupid or so desperate to make one side look better? He literally said before it, my heart goes out to you all.
Yes.
And
then
tapped his
threw
heart
his
and
heart
put
out.
his hand up. I mean, it's ridiculous. The man is a super ally of Israel.
Yes.
You know, he's had meetings and shit. Like, how stupid do you have to be?
It's just, they're just pulling anything out of their ass that they possibly can.
And because there's so little to really be angry at, I've noticed so many liberal people now are like, it's day 8. When's the egg prices going down? And I'm like, you are literally grasping at straws.
Yes.
When I voted, the last thing on my mind, if it was on my mind at all, was the goddamn price of motherfucking bitch ass eggs. I can do without eggs. I'm good.
Oh, God.
Oh, I keep seeing that. What about these
Seriously,
eggs?
I've seen it too.
I thought the prices were going down.
Yeah,
It's been 8 fucking days. That's not how it works.
But yeah, like,
Jesus
seriously,
Christ.
we have 4 years, and on day 5, I saw people going, day 5, guys, Republicans, where you at? The prices of groceries haven't come down. And I'm like, bitch, you can't snap your fucking fingers and make that happen.
It's quite sad.
It is.
It's desperate as fuck, and it's just I can't. I don't recognize who I used to recognize.
Which was a girl.
Far from it. A girl don't talk like this.
I mean,
Yeah.
depends on what side you're on, I guess, right or left.
Well, that's not true. I've heard some people be like,
Some people have medical problems, though, where their voice is fucked.
my voice isn't fucked.
I know not you. I'm talking about women and or men that have voice issues, and they sound like the other person. So, you know.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so a lot happening. There's a lot more happening. There's a lot of other things we didn't even bring up that's happening. But like the WHO, we've exited from the WHO.
The Who?
The World Health Organization.
Oh, dude. I thought the band. I was like, what about the Who? When were we part of that?
We've exited from them, and
Right.
they were just told yesterday,
The Paris Accord.
anyone that works with the WHO that's a United States citizen, you need to leave. You need to quit on the spot.
Can they do that?
I guess so.
And then the whole random Biden pardoning the majority of his family.
Sketchy as
the day
fuck.
of. I remember reading that and I was like, dude, talk
about writing on the wall.
If they didn't do anything, then why? Okay, that's a whole nother fucking episode.
Yeah, seriously.
But we're not getting into that. Bedtime.
But really,
Yeah.
you're the last. You're in charge, and you're like, in my last few hours, I got to really pardon a bunch of people real quick. Yeah, just in case they find out what we did.
Right.
You wouldn't do it just to shits and giggles.
Well, just to show that as a family we're so divided, we're looking at each other as enemies instead of Americans.
Yes.
Members of the same country. It's awful, dude.
It is.
It's sad.
It is. And I part of me, as much as I disagree with certain people that were in office, part of me is like, just leave them alone. Just let them be. Yeah. They fuck shit up. Let's just fix it. Don't go after them.
Move forward.
Yes, just move.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Trump's very vindictive.
I know.
He's not going to be able to let it go.
I know.
That's not the kind
He's
of person
gonna get somebody. I know.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. I wish he would just be like, just be a fucking grown up and just move on.
Maybe he will. We'll see.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe.
So far, he hasn't really gone after any political.
He's doing a lot. He's trying to make changes right away.
Right.
Which, to be fair, he's done more in the last 8 days than probably the last 3 years.
Well, yeah, it's been some pretty significant changes.
It's a lot, but
and granted, changes that quickly in that span of time is going to be chaotic. Of course, it is
100%.
Especially when things like that haven't been changed in so long.
Yes,
so I totally get it. I mean, our border situation has been so out of control for so long. An upheaval like he's done with the border is going to be messy.
Yeah,
and God forbid anybody get hurt.
I know,
but I'm sure it's coming. I fucking hate it. All right, well, that's it for this week.
Anyway,
that was a good one. That was good. As always, you can find us on YouTube at Help Us Understand Podcast. We are also on all platforms where you can get your podcast. Send us email suggestions and comments at helpuspod@gmail.com. I think that was it. That's it for this week. Yeah. That was it for this week. I was Josh.
I was Zach.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.